So we're back in Cambridge. Welcome back to Wardle Road, episode however many, and a little bit windy today, so apologies for the barnet flying all over the place. But today's video is going to be a bit of a sort of a summary of everything that I've been getting on with on the 5-inch gauge, plus a couple of new additions to the fleet as well. So hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you do enjoy, feel free to subscribe, like the video as well. It really helps me push in the old YouTube algorithm. Sorry about the wind as well, I still need to sort the mic out for that. And as well, if you do really enjoy the content, feel free to join up the channel membership to get some of the emotes that you can use in the live chats and the premieres. So anyway, enough of me rambling on, let's get on with the video. So before I show you guys my new driver's truck, which has just arrived in the last couple of days, you'll see, if you've been keeping up with my social medias, I've got the nameplates on now. I've got some front detailing and some of the detailing at the back as well. The sound system has had a rather large improvement, so I'll pass you back to previous Ollie, who will show you a bit of the ins and outs of what I've now got set up inside the loco. So I'll see you in a second. Right, so thank you for that, future me. I'm just going to run through quickly what I've done sound wise and speaker wise in my loco. So let's get straight into it. If you don't like bird's nest wise, I am going to sort this out. It's going to be my winter project, is to strip the whole lot down and redo it in a much more orderly fashion. A lot of this was not quite like this, but similar to this when I got it. So I've obviously added a couple of connector blocks here and there. Anyway, out with the old Lucas batteries, in with 2 new Golf buggy batteries. These were about 100 and something pound each. They weren't cheap, but what I realised was that one of the reasons my sound was blowing. Speaker wise, I've got the original one, that M-Tronics, it comes with the electronics sort of starter kit for the sound. I've got the sound module down there, which is normally mounted on here, but with all the things I've been working on, I've just found it easier to leave it loose. So I've got one of them, and I actually found where they got that from. Bought 2 more of them. These wires up here are for the lights, so just ignore them. These ones here, they need tidying up. But those 2 speakers here, actually, so most of the sound comes out these 2 front grills here and here. So that gives a nice sort of bassy effect to the speakers. This one here comes out here and here, and then this one down here, which has got a makeshift sort of sound reducer on it, because it's quite a high pitched sort of tinny sound, comes out this one and that one. I realised, because this charging unit charges the batteries just over 24. Anything over 24, my DC converter from 24 to 12 volts didn't like it, so, and then it put too much power out, and then that ended up blowing the M-Tronics soundboard, which is what the issue was in the first time. So I bought a new one, and at the moment I'm running the sound system just off one of the batteries, but just so they run off both of them evenly, I've got this step down, so that's going to sit inside there like that, and that's going to reduce to 24 to 12, and then it's going to be on a switch so that I can never charge it. The sound will never be on and charging at the same time, so hopefully I'll have that fitted in by the end of today. And then the only other thing I've added is a button here, so when the sound's on, that's one of the horns. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've done so far sound wise. I'm really pleased with this, because this sits in a unit that you can just lift out should you wish, and they don't move at all when they're driving, so they're nicely fixed in there, but they can be lifted out, as you can see, like that. So all I've got left to do today really is fix this back onto here with some cable ties or something, fix the 24 to 12 volt converter, and then fit the switch that's going to go between, because at the moment, to stop the charger surging the soundboard, I've got a inline fuse here for the sound. So to turn the sound on, I just put a fuse into here, so I just make sure I don't put a fuse in there while this is on, otherwise it blows. Sounds a bit stupid, I know, but it's just like a circuit prevention, if you like. So what I want to do is put a switch in that when this is on, this is off, and when this is off, this is on. pretty much like that. So I'm going to install that this afternoon and hopefully have it ready to run again by tomorrow. So it's later on in the day, and as you can see, I am charging the loco up ready for tomorrow. I'm off to Brent's again to work on some more of the carriages. However, I've managed to come up with a more permanent fix now for the problem I was having with the charge and the sound. So on this side here, you can see I've got charge and sound, and basically it's just a switch that has two different connection opportunities on each side. So I've set that up, so one of them is coming from the new transformer that I fitted. That changes it from 24 to 12. So the sound drains the batteries evenly, if you like. It's not much, but it makes a difference. I've also started cable tying some of the wires up, if you can see it there. If I leave it like that and then I press it to sit in the middle, that can turn it off. Because the problem I was having was that the current was jumping across. So that's now off. Press that. Now the sound works. So I press that back to charge. It's kicked back in again. So yeah, large improvement now on the issue, because before I had an inline fuse that I just had to keep taking in and out, switch the sound on and off. But yeah, this means I don't have to take the lid off anymore, and I can work everything from this end. So it's perfect. Anyway, back to Ollie from the future. See you in a second. Without further ado, let's get on to my new driving truck. So here it is my new maroon driving truck. The guys at AME, which is Abbott's Model Engineering, have very kindly sorted me out with a nice discount on this, and hopefully what I show you today will inspire you to perhaps go get one if you are into the 5-inch gauge stuff. As you can see, compared to my old rider's truck, this has got a rather nice design on the side. It's all flat, so perhaps in the future I can add the actual details in metal or 3D printed or something. It comes with these lovely twin bogies as well. If you've seen my old ones, the bogies were far too big for what the truck could actually handle. So I think this suits the scale a lot better. It's also got coupling hooks at each end. These buffers as well, they aren't sprung, but they do just about do the job there. So I've ordered some from 17D as well, so they will be replaced with ones probably closer to this that are sprung. But for what you get, it's very, very nice. Now you're probably wondering where I put my feet. This just sits in like so. Of course, you've got a hole at each end, so if you want to swivel it around, you just pull it out and put it in there. But you've also got the option as well, because all of this is detachable, to actually set it so you can use this on racetracks. So you can actually buy foot pedals from them that actually worked for racetracks. If I dismantle it quickly, I can show you what I mean. I am probably going to add a 3D printed tail light that I've got set up with a red LED in it. So I'll probably use the inside of here to store the battery and then drill through to have a tail light along the back here somewhere. But if I just lift this section off, you can now see you've got the chassis here with the quick release bogies as well, which are probably similar to what you might have seen in my 20. Very comfy on ground level, but you can get the idea that if this was on racetrack, you've still got the option for a nice flat seat and obviously the foot pedals that will drop down either side. But yeah, it doesn't work very well for ground track. Of course, as you might have seen with my other driving truck, my old sort of bodge job makeshift one, you couldn't separate any of the parts, so it makes this a lot easier for transporting. It means I can completely disassemble this and then pull the quick release pin in here, and the bogies just drop out. So it means I can completely dismantle this, which makes travelling, especially with the amount of wagons and stuff I've got, very difficult to fit it all in the boot. But this makes this a lot simpler. couple of other nice features include the option to change the height of the coupling hook, and you can also change the position of where you have the axle sitting, and that just sits in like that. Again, on this side you've got the option to change it and change it here, but as I say, I think I will be replacing these buffers with something a bit more slightly larger perhaps. But overall, for the value for money, especially with how expensive some things are in this hobby, I'm super pleased with it. I will leave a link in the description to Abbott's Model Engineering, so please do go check out their website. They do all sorts of driving trucks, and they do locos in all sorts of scales and all sorts of liveries, so I might post a couple of the liveries that they also do. They do a really nice Royal Mail one as well, which I'm half tempted at, but of course everything costs in this hobby. So yeah, please do go check them out and show them some support. Great guys over there, and let's get on with the rest of the video. So, as some of you may know, my little sort of mini project here at Brent's Railway is sort of refurbishing these coaches, if you like. So far all I've done on some of these, well these 5, are clean the sides, and a lot of the windows need replacing. As you can see, some of the roofs are a bit worse for wear. Now, regarding the roofs, these 2 have been repainted, which I'm really pleased with, but we ran out of paint and tried something slightly lighter, and as you can see it looks far too shiny. So I want to get this one to look like these 2, but I'm really pleased. And then, as I say, the windows need cutting out and re-sticking back in, so a couple of them need to be done. But a far improvement. I'll probably at some point in the future show you what the other ones look like. As you can see, here's the finish on one of the 2 carriages that I'm happy with, compared with the roof on 2 that haven't been painted, and as you can see there's a huge difference. So even from afar you can tell which ones have been painted and which ones haven't. But yeah, that one there definitely needs redoing. Far too shiny. So to fix this to my train, I've actually managed just to bend out one of these coupling hooks slightly to sit into this drop pin here. And as I say, you can have, this is on the highest setting, or highest height at the moment, but you can drop it lower should you need to. But of course it wouldn't be a Wardle Road video if we didn't have a class 20 startup, so we'll do that and get on with some running. You've actually seen in one of my previous clips that the speakers actually, there's one speaker that side and one on the other, one in the middle here and one here, so it's really packed out, and in person it's quite the sound. Only other things to add rolling stock wise are is that this is my 5-plank coal wagon now with real coal in it, and all the details have been carefully painted on chassis and everything painted. So that's that one, all the coal in it, looking very nice. Adds weight as well, which is always helpful. Nothing much has changed with the shunter's truck. It's still got the pigeon on top and all the tools, a ladder and a broom. That's still looking okay. My flatbed, which has probably had the most work done, I've now added all the chain hooks and chains. I've weathered the cable drum, added some cable, painted up the crates and boxes and chained them down as well, and added some little details and things just to add a bit more interest. So all I need to do now is weather it, and that'll be good to go. I know I mentioned earlier on that I'm putting new buffers on the driver's truck, so this is what I've done here. As you can see, these ones are sprung and slightly bigger compared to what they were on there before. So I've done this end, I've just got to go and do that end, and a little bit of an improvement there. Went out quickly is this is what the train used to sit on, and now I have it sat on its very own stand. Under there's room to store some wagons and the ride-on truck. In there's room to store wagons and ride-on trucks, so those pieces are wood all the right width apart to store things, and then the whole lot are on braked wheels, so I can literally push this out. This bit here connects to the piece of track in my train, it lines up with that, and then I can just slide this piece out and roll it onto the car. So all in all, I mean, it took a little while to put together, but all in all, a much more secure and permanent fix for storing the train. And if you want to look underneath it, you can see. And if you want to look underneath it as well, there's access to all of that under there. So next up, I'm going to try and make a way that this can be lifted automatically with a maybe a motorcycle pump, motorcycle jack, and get it onto a rolling road type thing. But yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, back to Ollie from the future.
So guys, as I go around, I just thought I'd give you an update on the seat. Still don't feel uncomfortable yet. It's been really, really nice actually driving on a comfy seat. And with the addition of the new batteries as well, I'm going to get my head knocked on that. With the addition of the new batteries, it's made a real difference to the train, and it's comfortably pulling all 9 of these coaches. So yeah, all good so far.
Guys, leave your guesses in the comments below. How many times do you think Eric's lost half his train? Because it's not the first time this has happened. Makes for good entertainment. So I'm stopped here. There's one half of the train, and there's Eric on the other half. I just noticed that as I was coming around here. I would have gone into the. Oh, I'm sure I would have stopped actually in time. Yeah, let me know in the comments how many times you think he's lost half his train.
A few moments later.
The new owner very kindly let me keep my nameplates as well, so it just needs a bit of touching up on the paint there. But these are going to be going on to the new loco. I'm going to properly fit them with the screws this time and everything. Yeah, the new loco will be called Victor, because as some of you know, it's my late grandfather's name, and I'd like to carry on that on the next loco. So I'm sure the new owner will come up with a new name for this. But yeah, I've been super pleased. It's been a good project, but I feel like I've taken it as far as I can go with it really, and I like to keep busy and keep making things, as the sound system in here is pretty maxed out to what I could have got out of it. The running is really nice, but the next one I'm getting will be twice as powerful as this, so I really am excited. So as I say, let me know in the comments what you think it might be. It's not steam and it's still 5-inch gauge battery power, but yeah,